You're telling me you wrote their names on them?
Well, I didn't want them to get confused.
Oh my god.
Get over here.
These children will die.
That's a bit for like 3 people. Order, and welcome to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast, where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. My name is Judge Josh Magic Michaels, and today, as always, I am joined by none other than
Megan Daruma Perrine.
Cody Slappy Decker.
I don't know why you said that.
Slappy?
Because I saw the first episode.
Oh, they slap. They're doing the game.
The game.
The game.
And speaking of games, thank you, first of all, obviously, for tuning into another episode of Volume 1. Today, we will be discussing Volume 1 of As the Gods Will, and not just discussing the first volume, but Court is in session. Squid Game, the renowned cult, well, not even cult, I guess I should say, the phenomena. Squid Game has been accused of stealing from another manga and movie adaptation of that manga from the series As the Gods Will, and we're here to discuss and decide once and for all if Squid Game is guilty or innocent. Thank you for being here with us. I really wanted to lean into the whole thing.
It's good. It's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will find out today in the court of Volume 1.
Oh.
Okay, As the Gods Will, I have the synopsis here. Battle Royale kind of story. A lot of fun. It's been compared to, even like the manga version of Saw or, really, I don't necessarily agree with that, but
it's very wacky.
It's so wacky.
It's out there. Even the art style, it's very I don't want to say basic, but it is very it's
manga.
Manga, very manga-esque, if you will. If you won't, hey, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here, dude.
Yeah,
There's a
go
door.
find somewhere else. Yeah.
Art style included, it did remind me of Gantz, because Gantz is kind of it's actually very game-like, including the battle royale system of the arena gets smaller and smaller as the timer goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So Fortnite took that from Gantz.
Did they really?
No, but it is.
I wouldn't put it past.
But Gantz was a very old manga, right? And they included the arena shrinks, and it's that's the battle royale mechanic in games.
Dude, and honestly, I love this kind of battle royale too, because outside of the movie battle royale, where it's just the original Hunger Games, if you will, where it's kids they're given weapons and they have to murder each other that way. This wacky factor that's added to these types of stories.
Wacky facky.
This wacky facky is you have to be careful how you enunciate that.
That it would be fun if it wasn't.
It was very wacky, a lot of cool concepts. I do like the mystery behind it, because it's not example like Hunger Games or Squid Games where they know kind of what they're going into. It was just this weird phenomenon that happened, and it's happening across the world, which is really cool. And I did enjoy that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's this is magical, but then why is there there's technology in play here? So what is this situation? The first chapter felt like a standalone story.
It regardless of art style, which I agree isn't always the best. I thought the story was really good at hooking you right away. And really, interesting throughout, honestly, the first volume.
There was moments too. I don't know if you guys watched the movie of the live action but I watched maybe 20 minutes in, just because it covered what we had covered in the first volume, and it was pretty accurate. They had some liberties that creative differences that were really a really cool touch.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny that you say, or that you bring up the movie, because the movie is what is in question when it comes to the whole Squid Game versus As the Gods Will argument. And I still haven't seen Squid Games in its entirety, but I did watch the episode that a lot of people were comparing it to.
I didn't see Squid Games until I finished reading the manga, and then I'm it's probably not going to be that exact. And then I just saw the title of the first episode. I was I just laughed. I'm oh yeah, okay, I already can see why they would compare it to that. And then you see the scene, and you're that. And then I was okay, if the second game is also the second game,
yes,
from As the Gods Will, then it's definitely a ripoff.
Yes.
But
Well, I present to you, the audience, Exhibit A. As you'll see here, this is obviously what people are, using as ammunition to compare the two.
Yeah, they both
movies.
included 3 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
which
they
I
both-
thought, was like a little. I'm like, okay, they're both counting down, but as long as they both sound 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 3 seconds is exclusive to As the Gods Will, and everybody knows that. But what I do think is interesting is it's really at the heart of it all. It boils down to it just being about the first game, red light versus green light.
And after that, it's and then the beginning of both stories is different too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this game is like almost shot for shot the same thing, but then it's like, how else does this scene play out when you're like doing a red light, green light story where they don't realize their lives are like they're like, that's really the only way it can go.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Is they're like, oh, and then so it's like, yeah, they did the same thing, because what else would they do?
And really, and people are also saying like, oh, it's a coincidence that back to Exhibit A again, once again. I forgot to do it the first time. They're saying that these two people that are sort of in charge of the game, the Daruma doll, and then this other sort of doll-like creature like that, and is also a little too coincidental. I disagree. I think they're two completely different things. I feel like you kind of said it perfectly, Cody. If the second game would have been anything
Basketball, something like that, I would be like, oh yeah,
this is stolen, case closed.
Yeah, talking to my roommates who watched it out of curiosity, because like, oh, this is a thing everyone knows about now. They were like, yeah, we saw as soon as that game started, we knew what would happen, and like when we knew the people were going to react that way, we knew that like these were going to happen. So it's like they didn't read the manga, they don't know, but it's just like, it's also like, what else would happen with this setup?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you watched As the Gods Will, the live action movie, parts of it until I think you
After
were at
the cat game.
Yeah, until wherever you were at in the manga is what you watched. How did that cat scene hold up?
Honestly, the CGI was a little rough, but it still was very cool to see animated. I can show you guys after, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I mean, they did what they could, and if you can go back to Exhibit A, please.
I would be more than happy.
You can see the
get that 2
drama
more
doll
times.
in the manga. I feel like he looks way less menacing, and in the live action, he looks really scary. in
They
the live
added like,
action.
because it's like more real.
Oh yeah,
And
this
in-
Daruma smoked a couple J's before
before
before class. Yeah.
And also, in the Squid Game, the little girl robot thing, she's just a robot. This thing in the live action, he has a whole ass personality. And they even talk about it in the manga where he's kind of moving to like the room. Like he's guessing when they'll turn around, and he'll turn around right immediately when he kind of like feels it out, because it's like a living thing.
Oh,
like,
right. Yeah. He like changes the pacing when he figures out, when he realizes they're figuring out.
And it's like a living thing. And in Squid Game, it's just not. It's a living thing.
The song.
Yeah, in the and I watched that scene. I watched the two scenes, the Squid Game scene, the As the Gods Will scene, and yeah, he has way more personality. He is a very like a supernatural sort of
scary.
On
yeah.
the other hand, if they were like, because it's like, wow, that scene is so similar. Like if they were like, we'll do that scene, then we'll just take it from there. Because it's like they did take it is the same opening to establish the world.
Yeah, but it's not. It is and it isn't, because like you said, like I said,
Or establish the game.
the game,
because
and
the world is different.
The world is different, and they
that's
don't
another
get
big point.
rules. They get in Squid Game. They're told we're gonna play red light, green light, and they know how to play red light, green light. They're
Everyone
just
goes,
like
red light, green light. Isn't that a trial? I'm like,
they get it.
Yeah,
In
like,
this
okay,
one,
yeah.
they're just like, what is that?
well,
Ba 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 ba. Okay.
In As the Gods Will, they have to figure it out.
Yeah, they're not told anything in any game.
there was a scene in Squid. I guess spoilers for both of these, by the way, for the first episode or whatever.
Yeah.
But like where someone gets like they're about to fall, or they're stuck in a position of falling, and they're like, oh no, are they gonna? And it's like, oh yeah, there was a character in At the Gods Will who was also in that like almost that same pose of like. So it's like, oh, like that scene of like in Jungle Book where it's like, oh, this is just a scene from Christopher Robin.
Winnie the Pooh, yeah.
Winnie the Pooh. But then
they take the same cells.
It does kind of, it looks like the same cell, but then they change the context of it.
Well, my thing is like, dude, first of all, to reiterate your points, yes. How else do you expect that game to end? They're there for different reasons. They're aware of the rules. How else do you expect that situation to go? All those things. But also, do we fault romantic comedies for having the same tropes that other romantic comedies do? You know what I mean? It's just so weird that when it comes to these types of things, I mean, in a critical sense, we do, but we're critical of it, but we don't ever say it's plagiarizing another movie.
Well, then it goes to like, I mean, it was like the exact, I mean, because like, it was also the first game in both stories, right? So it's like, I'd say like, if you were going to write this, seems like, okay, they want to take it seriously first. They want to understand what was happening. Then everyone would freak out. And because of that, they would break the rules. So it's like, you get where it would go and like, how else would people in this situation react to? It was also the first game they played.
But in the same sense, like whatever's going on in this world and in Squid Game, they're trying to weed everyone out. They're trying to weed as much people as possible. I think in God's will, or as the God's will, it was meant to only have, I mean, you saw it, like there was supposed to be two
survivors.
Yeah, and there wasn't. So it was supposed to be meant to weed everyone else out and have the strongest person or player or whatever.
Also, I don't know if you're familiar with this series, Cody, but it's a series called Kaiji. And it's a series that I've been wanting to get into for a long time. It's kind of the same thing in a sense where it's, people are pitted against each other in a sort of game, in these sort of games, but it's more of a gambling story. And I've been wanting to watch it for a long time. Mother's Basement, also put out a video basically saying that Squid Games could have also potentially taken from this as well.
Oh, yeah. There's a scene that is later on in Squid Game that's pretty much exactly to a scene in Kaiji. Like, it's kind of insane.
So they could have just taken from multiple. Because also, it's also, I don't think As the God's Will is really a battle royale.
I don't think so either.
No.
After what
they
I've
don't
read.
battle.
No.
I mean, like only in the first game is there not, does there have to be a one person? But like after that, it's a game.
Yeah.
So you want to, those are like,
then you realize like the scope of it and you're like, what? Like that's what really hooked me, I think, was like the overall, not just happening.
Yeah. And what I really liked about it too is like, I love how they're, the childhood games being used in this way, but also like the symbolism or what the Daruma and doll and the what is it, like the good luck cat or whatever it is, the good fortune, the cat.
The setup reminded me a lot of the beginning of 21st Century Boys.
In what way?
Because they were like, when we were children, we used to play this game. And then that game, and then like that group, it ends up being cult relate, and there's like a cultish group surrounding it, and you're like, okay, well, there's definitely a connection. They don't realize that, but it's like, yeah.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. It doesn't really get
the Squids.
The Squids.
Yeah.
Look, and it kind of goes back to what we were saying.
But like, I wouldn't say it's ripping off 21st, but it definitely reminded me of that.
Yeah, and it goes back to was it Fist of the North Star episode or an episode around that time that we were doing where it's just like, things are going to inspire other things. Things are going to happen. I mean, parallel thinking is a completely, is a completely different sort of conversation, but a conversation that is also maybe worth having. Like, there's so many people trying to make so many things, and some things might not ever get made. And the ones that do, every now and then, coincidentally, some things will have overlap. And it doesn't always mean that one is stealing from the other. It could be inspiration. It could be coincidence. It could, no idea is like super original, Yeah.
At the same time, if a scene is like shot for shot, you're like, did they? Because sometimes things do rip stuff off.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and that like really like the only reason I would think about it is the fact that it's the first game they play. Because really, like if you were gonna write that scene, and like this is the first game, what would you do? Okay, well, they're not going to take it seriously. And then because he said you can't move, then a bunch of people are going to die. And there's going to be a couple survivors. And that's just how that would. So like, I don't hold it against it for that, but it's also like, and apparently there's another scene that's like from Kaiji.
Kaiji?
Kaiji.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, because part of me also thinks too, like, why wouldn't they just swap the scenes around? Like, why wouldn't they just put a different game there that has like the same sort of outcome or whatever, accomplishes the same sort of thing? But before we move on to the official synopsis and start going through it, what's our verdict? Now that you know a little bit of the Kaiji thing, what's our Court of Volume 1?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, they're similar, but it's not the same. And it's on a whole different scope as the God's Will. Like, it's a different setting. It's a different, arena. Like Kaiji, I have never seen it, so I might think differently about Squid Game if I do watch it, because there are a lot of similarities. But as of right now, I just think that it was a coincidence, and that's what I think.
Judge Cody?
That first scene was, I mean, the first, like, it's not even like a huge, the first episode is a lot of it's just a guy doing his own stuff. And then it's like a completely different, like, moral and thing. I am also under the impression, I haven't finished it, but I'm under the impression the point is like, oh, money doesn't make you happy. And I'm like, it's always rich people that make that story. And I'm like, it definitely does.
It helps.
If you don't have money, it definitely helps.
It for sure helps.
Yeah. And then, as the God's Will, it's more of like a mystery.
What were you going to say?
I mean, to your point about like the point of it, yes and no. I think it's more so the faith in humanity. That's like the overall thing.
The meaning.
The meaning. It's
of
like
Squid Game.
Of Squid Game? Faith in humanity?
Like the faith in human beings, like being like, cool with each other and like helping each other out. Like, it's mainly because of like the corruption of humanity and like what that,
how far people are willing to go.
How far people are willing to go. And it goes into, like rich people being not the best and doing whatever they want, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm seeing the thing be like they're all like they're all like absolutely in debt, and it's like, look, don't, and it's like they're greedy. It's like, but that guy is gonna die if he doesn't get this money. It's not.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
It's not greedy.
It's society's fault.
It's
well,
exactly.
I mean, also,
it's
he's
a lot
in
of
debt with the mafia.
Yeah.
Well,
society.
Let's not really linger.
Society.
Sasageo.
Sasageo, yeah.
Societal.
My verdict is this, dude. Ultimately, I agree with both of you, and I say that yes, of course they're there for different reasons. Okay, they know the rules. The surrounding circumstances are completely different. My verdict is innocent. Okay, Squid Game is innocent. It didn't take anything from as the gods. I got the plague. One of the plagues.
Yeah.
It didn't take anything.
I don't think
other than possibly maybe a little bit of inspiration, but that's it. And instead of everybody, debating whether one thing took from the other, hold on, Cody, I'll let you give you your platform in a second. Instead of just worrying about did one take from the other, how about now you know that there's one more thing out there that you'll probably enjoy. That if you liked Squid Game, you'll probably love As the Gods Will. Cody, now you can go.
Also, the thing is, like, if it was another manga, you'd be like, oh, that's definitely a ripoff. But like, also TV shows, it's not just like one person had absolute creative control. So like, that's like those are committee decisions that are made, and like those have to go through. So it could have ended up turning into that, especially if people were like, oh, what if this happened? So it's like, who do you say ripped? If Squid Games did do it, who do you blame for that? Because like, if the original, like, you can't even say the writer did, because like once you write it, it's still up for like, and they're going to change this scene, they're going to change that. The actor's going to add their own spin to it, add their own squid to it.
Director, yeah, unless the writer was the director.
Was he?
I think maybe so, but I don't know, and I'm not going to say I do. I'm not going to pretend like I do if I don't.
Oh, you're getting the sick voice.
Thank you, thank you guys for being here once again. Now it's time for the official synopsis. The official synopsis of As the Gods Will, if you're interested. And like I said, dude, if you really did enjoy Squid Game, I think you really will also enjoy As the Gods Will. The synopsis is Takahata Shun witnesses the explosion of his teacher's head, after which he and his classmates find themselves forced to play children's games, such as Daruma-san Go with deadly stakes. And like I said, the Daruma sort of doll, which I had to make sure means, obviously, and most people probably already know this, and I think I knew it too, but I had to be sure. It's a
Just
symbol.
squeeze that in there at the end.
Yeah,
I knew this already, by the way.
I knew this, but I just wanted
by
to
the way, I already
research
knew
it
it,
and let
yeah.
you know what I knew already.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Though,
I just wanted
but
to
I
like
had
let
to-
you guys
I
know
knew
that
what
I had to look it
I
up
knew
just
what it was
by-
about.
I looked it up, but I was
for
already-
fear
Yeah.
of being a fool. For fear of looking like a fool.
And look at
But you don't have to fear that, dude. You
Just
I
be
have to
you.
accept it. I don't have to
you
fear
have
it. I have to accept
you
it.
have
Yeah.
to accept it. Yeah, that's the first thing.
That's right,
fear.
Josh.
Back to you, Cody. Okay, then what does it symbolize? Would either one of you like to go?
Well, he
Your
didn't
mother?
claim. He didn't
My
claim.
mother's not a doll. She is a doll, actually.
Mm.
We
Sweet.
didn't claim to know what it was. You claimed to know what it was.
Yeah,
Why don't
I
you tell
didn't-
us what it's about?
I never said I knew what it meant.
Mhm.
I also didn't say
Why
I
don't
knew
you
what this
tell
meant,
us?
by the way.
I won't even look at the paper then, and I'll tell
Okay,
you.
say
Okay,
it.
what is it? Huh?
Perseverance. Good luck.
Oh.
Perseverance and luck.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
You had
just-
to double
So
check.
just,
I did have to double check.
so just luck, not good.
Just luck, not good luck. And is
Hmm.
all luck good luck? Who knows? Maybe you can ask Chuck.
What the fuck,
There you go. Cody?
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 Cuck.
No.
Oh, fuck yeah. Man, both of our hands are incredibly sweaty.
Sorry.
I think
That
that
was fucking
It was. You got me. I mean, you got me.
good. You know.
I think that just from the cover alone and just from the synopsis alone, you should be hooked. The main character, Shun, the volume, it starts with him and his class. And what I really love about this series is that it jumps pretty much like straight into it.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the ones that are like, my life is boring. And then
You get a couple panels
Yeah.
of that.
You get a couple panels and, you know, him like talking to his friend and like Googling over like the girl in the class. And then it's just like, okay, everyone sit down. Class is in session. And then everyone's just like, oh, pop quiz, not today. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then,
And then the teacher's head.
like a doll erupts from his neck.
mhm.
Yeah. It like, I thought it was going to, like, he was going to have a Durham head. I'm sorry. But he has, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It comes out of his head.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
it is its own separate thing.
Which is why I think this was genuinely scary
Yeah.
as far as a horror story, because there's like so many things. You're like, what is, you know, they've been put, and there's like weird bits of realism too. So I'm like, what is this?
Ooh.
Too late.
Ooh. Sorry. Thank you for waiting for me though.
Water boy over here.
Yeah, call my mom. I'm a mama's boy. Isn't that
So-
what they called the water boy?
They call him the water boy.
They call him the water boy.
But he
Is-
loved his mama.
Yeah, but the movie.
He loved his mama.
He's a. Now this neck doll.
Yes, Cody, yes.
What does he do, Megan?
Megan, what does he do?
He goes,
No.
He does not.
He doesn't do that.
yes, he
And now
does.
you're just making fun of him.
No, if you watch the movie and the scene,
If you
would
read the
know.
manga.
I see movement in art,
Me
unlike
too.
you.
Actually.
Oh,
Unlike me.
I'm still not going to be on your side for a while after that cockpit, but
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you really. Yikes.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah,
You're
of course.
kink
I'm
shaming?
He,
I'm not playing.
No, yeah, I know you're hurt. And you know what? You're going to you'll get over it.
Yeah.
No, I never get over it.
Oh.
Well.
Now this egg.
Yeah, so when he comes out, immediately people are, of course, terrified. Their teacher's head just exploded. And so they start running, screaming out of the door. And like you said, it's terrifying.
They're locked.
And what you said, Megan, is I think the movie makes it even more terrifying. It takes this Daruma doll and gives him bloodshot red eyes and a furrowed
And
brow.
he's like
it's
talking.
terrifying.
And he's like talking and like being like aware of his surroundings. It's very weird.
It's weird. Everybody starts running and immediately they start exploding. And this is another thing, another reason why I love this. In the Squid Game, not to keep going back to that, but in that scene, people are just getting shot by guards.
Mhm.
I was
In-
really disappointed. I thought they were gonna have like an explosive device in them. Or
Me
something.
too.
But I guess maybe they're like, oh, because it's like if they were aware, maybe they were like, that's too close.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yeah.
Let's just have them to get shot,
Good point.
which was I mean, everyone's a great shot in that.
Yeah, great shot when it's convenient, when it moves the story forward,
Mhm.
right? When the stormtroopers need to catch Luke and Han,
They can't shoot for
can't
shit.
shoot for shit.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit.
Hey, thank you for being here.
Shoot that ship.
Oh,
Bring death to that star.
Oh, yeah.
okay, all right.
They're all dying.
Yeah, everybody's getting killed. Everybody's running out of the room, and they don't know why. And this is why I love this series, because there's an element of you gotta figure it out as you go. You're not being
They
told
weren't
the
explained
rules.
to it 3 times.
No.
People go, what?
Wait,
And
I'm
then-
confused.
What are you talking about? And then,
I'm confused.
10
Yeah.
minutes later, it's explained another 2 times. And I'm like, yeah, like, is this supposed to like add to tension? Because who is this for?
Yeah, and none of these people in As the Gods Will signed up for this. Nobody signed. Everybody just thought they were going to school.
Yeah, they didn't say like, we're going to play a game.
No. Jigsaw didn't ride out on his little tricycle and was like, we're going to play a game called Red Light, Green Light.
Would you like to play?
Would you like to play a game?
It's red light, green light.
Red light, green light.
Would you like to play a game?
No.
Green light.
Oh.
Red light.
I got you.
Got you.
Isn't that like colors? Oh no, that's not like colors.
Colors.
Like
Color.
like the pool game colors.
Oh, I thought you were
What's your
talking about the
favorite
movie
like pool
Colors.
game?
What's that? Isn't there one called like Red Rover or something like that?
Red Rover's fun.
Pool. Oh, I thought you meant like billiard. Ball
No,
pool.
not billiards. I would have said billiards if I meant billiards.
We're talking about Squid Game. We're talking about childhood games. So yeah, pool game. I think Red Rover is a good one.
I think it is too.
Red Rover's great. If you're
It
agile.
hurts. It hurts
Yeah.
though. It hurts your arms. It fucking hurts your arms.
Okay, well, what's your guys' favorite pool game?
Pool.
I like colors.
I like the alligator.
Come again?
I like mermaids.
What's alligator?
It's similar to sharks and minnows.
Not the animal, the game.
Well, the alligator. I guess they are kind of similar to sharks. And minnows. No, it's the game where like one person is out of the pool and you have to cross. And if you make a sound, then the
that's kind of like,
it's kind of like red light, green light,
Yeah.
but sound based instead of sight based.
I like it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And colors, refresh me again.
You guess colors, and then whoever. Yeah.
I do, just from that, I really did remember.
Yeah.
What's your favorite pool game? Let us know in the comments.
What are you, chicken?
Chicken's a good one.
Chicken's like not that fun.
Chicken's
No,
kind of
it sounds like a great-
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The older you get, you're like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah, get your
with anyone.
balls off my neck.
Yeah.
It's for pairs of couples to like.
It's
Yeah.
totally for couples.
Yeah.
Yeah, if me and Cody play, I'd just be fucking, like, Cody, get your nuts. And they're wet, Because we've been in the
We
How,
haven't gotten in the
how
pool
short
yet.
is his bathing suit?
It doesn't matter.
I rock speedos.
Yeah. Yeah. Check out our beach vlog.
Oh.
Everybody's running out. Everybody's terrified. And our main character, Shun, starts to piece it together. Him and I think the school council president starts to piece it together.
Mhm.
And he's like, nobody move. And what's crazy is you'd think the girl that he has a crush on, you'd think the class president, you'd think these are people who are going to make it. And
They don't.
they don't.
I was like, good. I love when a story does that.
Yeah, because you assume like, okay, this is the crew,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gonna get closer to the girl,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're gonna be dating by the midpoint,
Mhm.
and then now that they're a couple, neither of them's gonna die, but they're not gonna die.
And that's what I thought. Yeah, and she gets caught on a desk. There's that moment of tension where she's like looking
dude,
down.
love that.
And she's
Mhm.
like, move your bag.
Mhm.
Move your bag. And, the bag falls. She moves. Her head just explodes. No one's safe.
Mm-hmm. In the live action, there's instead of just the blood, there's red marbles that come out of their heads. There's just like
Oh,
a
yeah.
blast of marbles. It's pretty cool.
That does.
It's blood and
that sounds
marbles,
fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It's
A
fun.
blast of marbles.
Mm-hmm. More balls, am I right?
More balls.
More balls.
Please. Say please.
Por favor.
Por favor. I thought it was awesome how immediately no one's safe, and how that's even pushed farther when the main character, and I think it's the class president, figure it out. As the Doruma doll turns around, they see a button on it, they see the timer on it, they realize they just have to hit that button and it's over. There's only 2 of them left, and they manage to hit the button with seconds remaining, and there's 2 survivors, and they're both like, we fucking did it. we did it. And then as they're like celebrating and you're celebrating for them, the other guy's head just fucking explodes.
Main character wins.
Main character
Yeah, well,
wins.
it's like whoever touched the button is the winner. So maybe they should have touched it together.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, well, you don't have to because he
Takahata
died.
Shun?
No, the main character.
Takahata
yeah,
Shun?
Shun,
Shun, yeah. It was like Shun wins. And they're like, what? Why not me?
Yeah.
Shun wins.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's a really great way to start it because going forward, it makes the other contestants who've had to play the same game with their classmates, it drives them crazier because they're like, do I have to be the one to complete this one?
Because the first rule that they're taught is like one person gets to win.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes all the other players even more on edge and more likely to turn against each other.
Well, it's funny. Like he runs into that girl after they finish the game. She's like asking him questions and he's like, you seem really calm. And she's like, do I look calm? Am I acting calm to you? And he's just like,
Yeah.
I was like, what was that about? It's like, what's this tension?
Well, what a crazy thing to say to somebody.
You seem like you're okay with all
You
this.
seem to be taking this well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if like Cody's running out, he's like, we got to get to the gym. And I'm like, you look pretty chill right now, dude.
She's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I watched my whole all my classmates die.
Die in front of me.
My teacher.
Right in front of me.
Right in front of me. My teacher turned into a Daruma doll.
Like, you're saying it's room ball too?
Mine
Oh my
did
God.
too.
Oh my God.
Mine
That
was
is
red. Mine was red.
That's
Oh. Wait.
Yours wasn't red?
Mine was red too.
Yours was red?
Yeah.
mine was red.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew
Yeah.
it. Did you kill what's
Oh, I betrayed my best friend to survive.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have seen the look
Look
on
on his face. Dude, when he was like, we won. We
Yeah.
won.
Oh, like, oh, yeah.
And I said,
we-
everyone, if we move at the same time, when he turns around, we'll all win.
Mhm.
And they
That's
went,
good.
okay.
Boom.
And then right when he turns around, they all did like, a dance move and I stayed still. And then someone looked at me and they were like, Megan. And I went, I'm sorry. And then they all exploded.
You won in one move?
all of them
That's-
dead. Yeah.
She wins.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. I mean, hope I'm on her team.
Hope I'm on her
Oh,
team.
yeah. You want to be on my team. I will never betray you.
And speaking of teams, dude, there is a survivor from two survivors from each grade or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of put
Which
on.
I kind of believe. I'm surprised each class had a survivor.
I thought that too.
I would assume most people would just all die.
I completely agree and thought the same thing.
That's a recurring thing in tournament games like this, like with the Pelican Experiment, where it's always just like, oh yeah, one person always survives at the end. Like, how is that the guaranteed thing?
Yeah, I thought for sure, unless like
They're like, oh, you win if you're the last one standing.
that's what I thought. Last man standing. If you don't push the button, last man standing. But they're all there, and when they get into the gym, there's other survivors, and they're dressed in rat or mouse costumes.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, okay, for sure, I have no idea what the story is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, put it on because this is the next game. And they're just staring at him. And he's like, put it on because this is the next game. And you don't know if you break the rules, what could happen?
Yeah.
Why would they have these here if we weren't supposed
Yeah.
to put them on?
Yeah.
But also the reveal of what the mouse suits
That was
do.
awesome.
This is what I like about this series too, because there's a supernatural element to it. So it's not just all logical necessarily. Like red light, green light is like there could
Squid
be
Game
strategy
is logical.
and logic.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like I can read a giant cat's mind if I wear
Yeah.
a mouse suit.
If I become the mouse.
If I become the mouse. Sounds like a Edgar Allan Poe.
To kill the cat, you must become the mouse.
And that's a saying, right? People say that.
No one says that.
I think
It
they
makes
do.
no
They do
sense.
now.
I think they do.
I
To
did.
kill the cat, you have to become the mouse. Yeah.
You're right. There is like a. First thing I saw, in the characters think there was no point to the suits, and I was like, oh, is that just like another level of like they're just like, no, we're fucking with you completely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then I like the turn, which was like, no, there is a point to it.
Mhm.
And watching them figure it out and piece it together. So they get there, they have their names on the suits, and like more than half the students are already wearing them. And they're like, we're just like, they have our names on them. We're going to wear them because we're supposed to, we don't want to die. And then the other less than half of them are also like, we're not putting on these suits. There's no way we're putting on these suits.
You wouldn't catch me dead in this. And then one of
Yeah.
them's just like, I'm leaving. All we have to do is go.
Yeah.
She's like, why are we doing this?
And one of them is not there at all.
Yeah.
Conveniently.
Yeah,
That
there was
character
15
is-
classes and only 14 people were here.
That's
Yeah.
when it kind of took me out, to be honest.
They were. That's
Really?
why
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It took a weird turn at the end.
It did a
what?
little bit.
It was very just like textbook, like, okay, we have this character now.
It did, but then it went a completely different.
That character took me out, but then the end, the reveal, that's what brought me back in.
Yes.
It was just that character. I was just like, okay, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, freedom.
Because where's
Okay.
It's where it's supposed the game of freedom. Like, what the? Where did you get that?
Where do you come from?
yeah, where did you you're not
go?
a real person.
Yeah.
But where this ends was like it got me curious as to like where is this going to go?
What
Where
is
else can
happening?
it go?
What is
yeah.
happening? Yeah.
But anyway, then a giant cat appears out of nowhere, falls from the sky, comes out of something, and the riddle that they're given is something along the lines of like, to put the cat to sleep, like you have to, the bell, the only thing that can put the cat to sleep is the bell or something.
Something like that.
And it has to do with a bell and a cat and putting the cat to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically, this huge like good luck cat comes down and has a basketball hoop around its neck. And they're given a basketball that's a bell. And so logically you think you just have to shoot the bell through the hoop, which they try, and immediately the cat just like swats it away.
Mm-hmm.
And it did feel like a video game in a sense, right? Because you got to figure out those boss fights, where you got to figure out what what their rhythm is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I played a few games, dude. But it ended up not being that because they wonder, like, okay.
It was so funny, that reveal too, where it's like, okay, his movements are this, and then he's like,
Yep. Then you enter
he
the
can
second
move
stage of-
anywhere.
yeah.
It was so funny.
It was just fucking with us.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, it can only move its head counterclockwise. Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just like bounces and like does these things. But then they find out that it's going after the people dressed up.
Oh,
Which
that
is
was
why
the point too, yeah.
Yeah, I thought like, oh, so it was like a trick
It was a trick.
Yes.
that it goes after the mouse suits.
And that was a good reveal to be like, for another reveal to happen later. But you think, yeah, oh, they set these guys up. The cat's only going after the mice, or going after the mice first, and that turns out to be true, but also not true at the same time. So after the cat is killed, almost everybody in a mouse suit, they finally like. I don't know why. Why did the main character decide to put the suit on?
He was saving one of the girls.
To distract it.
Yes,
Because he's like, if I can dodge the attacks.
Because it's only going after the mice. Or when all the mice are gone, there's no more mice. He's like, okay, I'll put this back on because he's going after the other people
the second
now.
mouse gets to choose. And also, that's called pulling aggro.
it's called
Pulling
being alpha.
aggro?
Yeah, it's a
Pulling
sigma.
aggro?
Pulling out aggro. Pulling aggro is what we're trying to do.
Yeah, dude.
Pulling aggro is when one player's role is to get the attention of the enemy, so that the other players can get in for the attack.
Mm.
Is that like a tank?
It could be a tank, or if you're like me, just someone who's really good at dodging.
You seem like you'd be good at dodging.
My dexterity,
Your Cody deck.
my Cody dexterity.
Okay.
He said it. Why'd you?
I just wanted to
Oh.
solidify it.
Oh, no, I feel bad, Cody.
It's great. Yes, he pulled aggro. He became a rat to pull
Yes.
aggro.
He pulled aggro and he pulled rank, which doesn't fit here, but he did it to save her. And all of a sudden he realizes he can hear and understand the cat. And the cat is saying like, I'm
itchy.
I'm itchy.
I'm
I'm
itchy.
I'm
I can't
itchy.
sleep.
I can't sleep. I'm itchy.
I can't sleep
Yeah.
if I'm itchy.
Yeah. And he
I'm
realizes
itchy.
maybe I should scratch this
Maybe
cat.
I should scratch the back of this cat. I mean, it was kind of a cute cat if it wasn't killing
It was a
anyone.
super cute cat.
Yeah, so like scratch it.
Yeah, there's the reveal that the rat suit, lets him hear. But before that, I was just getting frustrated because he kept saying it, and people were like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like,
Oh, me too.
yeah,
Yeah. I didn't realize. I thought everybody could hear the cat.
yeah.
No.
So like, what he's just saying, we got to like, you're insane.
Don't
Yeah,
do that.
Like when like here I go, video game expert now. You know how like
Whoa.
when the boss's like health will get past to a certain level. Now
Mhm.
all of a sudden it can do a new thing,
Mhm.
right?
I didn't know you played games like this. The
Yeah,
only
dude.
game I know you play is Animal Crossing.
I play games, dude.
But
I know you
Pokemon
play
too.
games. I didn't know you played video games.
Oh, you do play games.
Yeah, like chess.
No, you never
Look.
played chess.
No, you know
You
what
played
games.
We've played chess.
We
You
did
know
play
what
chess.
games you play.
And
dude.
guess who won when me and Cody played chess?
Cody?
Why would you say that?
You know why? We tied.
We tied.
Because he has glasses.
Sick, dude.
It's not a burn. I do. It's not an insult.
I'm sorry, Cody. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't an
I was
insult. I
hurt.
didn't think it was an insult.
I was hurt that she assumed. Like she was like, yeah, Cody won.
It's a miracle we tied on your end, though.
On your end, partner.
No.
You guys tied the knot?
Yeah, we did. We tied one off after 2. We got fucked up. I relapsed after 3 years.
Yeah, now you're funner.
Oh, bro.
I'll never make a glasses joke
shit.
again.
The real context of that is I was uncomfortable around drunk Josh, so I do not believe that at all.
Yeah, I think Cody is the last person that wants me to drink again. I'll never make a glasses joke again, dude.
You will.
He probably will.
Take a shot.
Don't you make me.
I had.
You're baiting me.
I know.
You're baiting
I'm a
me.
master of it.
You're being a cat right now.
You're being a cuck.
All right, Megan.
Basically, yes. I thought everybody could hear. It turns out only people in the mouse suit can hear. So everybody's going like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm talking to the freaking cat.
During this scene too, I was like,
The
there is
gato.
no way Squid Games did something like this.
No.
There's no way it would get crazy like this.
No,
No.
this was absurdity. And in Squid Game, that's the whole point. They want everyone to have an even opportunity. And this, it's not very even.
Well, I heard them say that, but then it's like in the red light, green light game, there's people that are in the front and people that are in the back. So there's people who inherently have an advantage and people who have.
I mean, no,
disadvantage.
that's not true because they wanted to stay behind. They're all huddled in all at the same time. You could have easily, when you walked in, gone to the front, but you didn't because you were scared.
You can just move up to the like.
Yes,
you can
everyone had an equal opportunity. So that's the whole point of red light, green light. You want to get to the end fastest. They were just scared. They didn't know what was going on. So they just kind of went with the crowd.
Yeah.
So they all had an equal opportunity. They could have gone up. It wasn't like a sign like standing.
Oh, so like you could have started at the midpoint of the arena? Oh.
No. You could, well, I mean, yeah, technically, but I mean, I don't know. I think everyone has to start at the same point. But if I was walking in the back, if I was the first one coming in, if you wanted to, you can move all the way to the front because they didn't even really know what the game was until they got there.
Mm.
Do they have equal health?
Yeah, they're nothing alike. The more I'm talking, especially as we're talking about this cat game, I'm like, they are absolutely nothing alike.
Mm-hmm.
This one ended also in such a cool way. You see a basketball goal or a basketball hoop. You see a basketball, the bell, and you're like, someone's got to slam dunk this thing.
What about that? Yeah, that basketball player. You get a backstory on him, huh?
Which
Yeah.
I will say.
Nothing for you?
As soon as I hear the music playing and it's totally that moment of like that cabin in the woods where the motorcycle's revving. I just got flashbacks of that. I'm like, yeah, there's no chance this is
this guy's gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and he doesn't make it.
Mhm.
He doesn't make it. But there is that awesome scene where he's on top of the cat in the mouse suit with the ball, and he like jumps off the head and like spins down and slam dunks the basketball, and I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. They win the game, and then the survivors who are left win the game, and then we finally meet.
Because they announced like, oh, these 2 people won. Like, what about the other people?
They're dead.
Did they die? No, huh?
He killed them. He killed one
They,
of them.
they didn't die from the game.
Yeah.
Which is what they assumed was going to happen.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
A guy stabbed them.
Who he had a sword, right? He had a sword.
Or like a stick. I don't know.
No, it was a sword.
It was a sword. He was like slicing through
Oh, it was
people.
a sword. Oh.
Yeah, he's just, this is who he's always wanted to be. I think he even says like, I've always wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah, it's like a Joker-esque type
Yeah.
character.
He's like, this is the classic. Oh, I'm free now to be who I am.
Yes.
Yeah, classic
we are all
apocalypse.
puppets in the cycle.
Yes.
And we're like,
Classic apocalypse guy.
what is this?
The sad thing is every school got a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just he's just very violent. I mean, they show he's like, oh, he's like a thug or whatever. But it just felt very like textbook to me. Like he didn't need really like what did he I don't know. He did nothing for me.
But this is like a kid who read the Anarchist Cookbook, This is like a kid who like listened to, maybe Korn, maybe
I was gonna say
Slipknot.
Korn.
Yeah.
Insane Clown Posse.
Insane Clown Posse for sure. And these games started happening and he was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Is it my birthday? Is it my death day? I don't know.
Death Day.
Happy Death Day to you.
Happy death day to you. Way too excited and using this as an opportunity to be the Joker, basically. I get what you're saying about it feeling textbook, but it also felt somewhat believable.
If it felt more out of place than a giant cat popping in.
Yeah.
I guess so.
It felt like is this going to be a different story now?
And he just had like a monologue, and it
What
was just
felt-
like, what?
What felt out of place to me is not
if
that he
if
existed.
he created the game, I'd be like, okay, sure.
What felt out of place to me is not that he existed, because like I feel like, yeah, sure, those people do exist. But what felt out of place is that like the main character's reaction to him seemed to be like, oh, now like he woke something up inside of me.
Up inside of me.
Up inside of me.
Oh, he awoke something.
He
up
woke
inside
something
of me.
inside of
he
me
done
for
awoke
sure.
something.
The killer.
But didn't
Oh,
he say?
no.
Didn't the main character end up saying something like that? He was like, "I've never seen someone so passionate before."
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of just got like a little inspired.
That was the weird part.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see where that goes. The weird part is, after this, the cops arrive at the scene.
The SWAT,
The
shows
SWAT
up
team. I was not expecting that shit at all.
'Cause it's like,
I
this
thought they were
is-
just going to be stuck in an eternal loop of games. But the society's back.
Yeah.
The cops are here. This giant cat's still here. Like very odd. And then he starts like fighting the fucking cops.
and he kills them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
And he's like, ha ha ha. Because I thought it was going to be like, he's gonna be like, oopsie daisies.
And they're like, "You're going away for a long time." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah,
Well, the fact that the cops just didn't kill him. Dude.
I know.
Like none of the other cops. I mean, that's how you know this doesn't take place in America.
yeah,
Uh-huh,
this is-
true that.
Story's over.
True that.
Yeah.
Which also means that I guess they could have like smashed open a window and left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that was the interesting thing. This is magical,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
These events happening are magical, but then it's like someone could just blow open the door and like, yeah, you could like, you can just leave now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there was some sort of magical force field around the school until
Oh, because they couldn't break in until the game was fixed.
the
Mhm.
game was over. And then the funniest thing is, and this is a joke for only people who have watched every Volume 1 episode out there,
Only fans.
only fans. The funny thing is, while all this is happening, there was someone else trying to steal all the teachers' paychecks.
Yeah.
The principal's office.
the common thing when
Yeah.
schools go awry.
The
Yeah.
oldest trick in the book. We set them up to kill each other and we
The
steal.
oldest trick.
We
in
set him
the
up, the
book.
cat knocks him down.
The checkbook, that is.
We leave with all 6 teachers' paychecks.
and we get out of here golden.
We're a couple $1,000s richer.
By the time they catch on to the fact that we stole their paychecks, we're in another city.
We're in another dimension.
They're
We're
still
at
gonna be
least
focused-
a couple blocks away.
On that demon cat that we made a pact with to distract the
we
faculty.
poured some
Yeah.
fleas on that cat to make him real itchy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unless they figure out to scratch that itch,
Cops
the police won't
there.
be here at all.
Watch the Drifting Classroom
Do
episode.
not. You didn't. As long as I
He didn't
remember
mean
to
do not watch it. He didn't mean
Yeah.
do not watch it. He was just doing the
Yeah, he
bits.
was
So
still in
watch,
bit mode.
I was
watch
still
it. Watch
doing
Drifting
the-
Classroom.
It wasn't gonna be worth capping it off. It wasn't gonna be, as long as I remember to not put those rat suits down,
Right.
so they can never hear what the cat's saying.
And then someone goes, "What? I thought you said we were
But
supposed
boss.
But boss.
But boys, I thought you told
I
me
thought you
those
said that
to
you
put-
wanted.
No, I said specifically don't put the rat costumes on the floor. You fucking
Oh,
putz.
jeez, boss.
Oh my god.
Boss,
what the fuck are you
you're
good
gonna
for
be
anyway?
mad at me
What
because
the fuck are you
I
good
wrote
for
their
anyway?
names on them and everything.
Oh my god.
Not only did you leave them, you're telling me you wrote their names on them?
Well, I didn't want them to get confused.
Oh my god.
Get over here.
These children will die.
That's a bit for like 3 people. That was for you.
If you're like, yeah,
Fuck yeah.
continuity.
Yeah.
The cops get there. Yes. And it is interesting because like you think, and he kills the cops and then they arrest him, but you think like, is it over?
Yeah, I
He
know.
kills 3 in body armor, which I guess yeah, knives.
Yeah.
Body armor does not deflect knives.
Yeah.
But he kills 3 SWAT team members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like easy.
And they come with the shields and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to struggle to take him down.
Yeah.
He was like, he became a warrior.
Yeah, he became a vagabond.
Warrior.
And that was good too. And he, they arrest him and then they take them away. And then the next like panel is like the main character like waking up in a hospital.
Mhm.
And you're just sort of like,
Huh?
Oh,
What?
Story's over.
that was cool. That was a cool one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, that was crazy. And he's like looking over at the horizon. And then it just hard cuts to like some otaku nerd, like World of Warcraft player in his basement, who is like watching the news and piecing together that this.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I like, he's like, fucking parents wearing me out. I was like,
That was
Shut up, mom.
Yeah. Shut up, mom. I'm trying to watch the news.
yeah.
And he puts on the news and he's like very excited. He does not seem
Yeah.
scared at all. He seems
like,
very like
yes.
happy. And then we get that huge number drop, what's going on? All around the world, already 3 million people dead. And he goes, what? And that's when I was like, what is going on?
And he is excited, like
He
very
is.
excited.
Yes, he is. But like, and they're all like the games. So I wonder, like, in each area of the world, are they different games? Because in Japan, it's like a Daruma doll, a Good Fortune cat. Like, what would be like United States games?
Well, we would still have red light, green light.
We was, but it would because the game in Japan is Daruma-san ga kor. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
No,
what
I
if it was?
appreciate it.
What if
I
it was
tried.
the one where you put your head down on the desk?
Seven of
Up,
seven.
yeah.
Heads up 7
Just
of
never get
scary.
picked for that.
Heads up
Yeah.
7 of scary.
My entire
Fall
school
asleep.
experience never got picked in heads up
Really?
seven. Just never happened.
Mm.
It's you guys can relate.
Yeah.
I don't know what is the okay. Well, what's the American version of having to shoot a basketball into an animatronic robot cat?
Okay, let's think this through.
That starts
Skee-ball?
off robotic. That starts off animatronic and becomes more robotic, but also does feel sensation. Skee ball, you think?
Well, skee ball maybe in a eagle's
Because you think
beak.
they got a good luck cat, right?
Ronald McDonald.
Okay. But Ronald McDonald is Mr. Worldwide. A lot of people think Pitbull is, but I think it's Ronald.
You have to eat all of these chicken nuggets.
What?
While Grimace is trying to steal. And they're like, quick, put on these clown outfits.
Okay.
And so everyone dresses like senators. And and then they're like, you have to eat all these nuggets before Grimace gets you.
Well, we could do the cat and the mouse. Maybe it's still a cat and mouse game, but maybe instead
Like
of
Mousetrap.
maybe like Mousetrap, but instead it's like
good game.
it's Tom and Jerry or
Tom
something.
and Jerry.
You know?
Well, because the cat and mouse game was a team.
Oh, it'd be Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse is also like
He's worldwide,
too.
but it started in the States.
Woo.
What happened? What happened?
Yes,
He'd be like,
that's fair. Yeah.
you want to play a game?
Yes.
That's
I'll show you a game.
That's really good.
you have to
What-
go to Disneyland and pay $15 for a churro, or you'll die.
Ooh. Wait in a line.
It's 3
What's- okay,
hours.
what's
the
the
ride
most-
is a minute.
What's the most famous American cat? And let's just
the famous American cat?
Garfield.
It's
It's gotta be Garfield.
Garfield is
dude.
probably up top 3 famous American
I would say
cats.
Garfield.
It has to be Garfield or,
Tom.
Tom.
I would say Tom over Garfield, but
I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about all that. Hello Kitty? Oh, no, Hello Kitty's not a.
Hello Kitty's not American
Yeah,
at all.
no,
It's
I
like the
know.
most
I know.
Japanese thing
Yeah,
ever.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Garfield for sure. Has to be Garfield.
Yeah.
Think about it. Whatever.
You have to eat all this lasagna before.
Hey,
And it's a
Odie.
statement on how, there is an obesity problem in America.
Mm.
And the moral at the end is Megan is not Garfield.
I love that.
And that's
Cody.
sort of the realization because the game is Megan and she's like, who am I? If you had to say who I
That's
was,
the game.
and then it's like I'm Garfield. I'm literally
Yeah.
Garfield. And
Yeah.
then you're like, I guess she's Garfield.
And then
yeah,
their heads explode.
and then the guy goes, I got it. I put on this lasagna suit,
No.
and she's
I
normal.
can hear her thoughts.
No, they could all survive if they just say I'm Garfield.
Yeah, no,
But that's what you say.
that's what you say.
No, they'll survive because I'll give that to them.
And this is the trickery.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
like,
Why would
it's
I
the
not want to be
trickery.
called Garfield?
Who else would I be?
Yeah. And then somebody who's been doubting it the whole time finally goes, I mean, she wouldn't be this adamant about it if she wasn't. Fine, you're Garfield. Heads explode.
Yeah, he goes, huh.
And that was the last time. Point is, not only is he excited about the number, but to your point, Megan, it is also happening exclusively. To your point, normal. It's happening exclusive. Megan,
I'm glad.
you called Cody a cuck 3 times.
I called him twice. You're a cuck. Three times now.
3 times.
Well, you know who I am also, though? I'm Garfield. You know who you are? At best, normal.
You're a fucking.
And as much as I hate to agree, I gotta agree with Cody. He gives off
Okay,
Garfield
don't
vibes.
even start. If I can't be Garfield, no one can be Garfield in this room.
That's not how it works.
It is how it works, actually. Actually, it does actually work like that.
Garfield,
no, you're
you're
not.
normal.
No, you're not. No,
You're
you're not.
normal.
You're John.
Oh. First of all,
you are
John,
Little John.
You're
too.
John.
I'm Little John.
And I feel that this
Okay.
conversation topic
Okay.
has overworn its
A long time ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
A
guys.
long time
I'm
ago.
sorry. But
it's
how
okay.
is it aliens?
Well, it's happening. What I did think was interesting is it's happening in every high school specifically. And really, that's where the volume ends. Is this just nerdy guy is super excited about all of this happening. They're free. They're in a hospital. So much mystery. How is it happening?
Yeah.
Aliens. You think
So
aliens?
you have to
I
figure
think
the
aliens.
winners of each will then be summoned into another setting.
Yeah, but this is like a world. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like it has to be aliens. Like
well, it's called
who's
as
setting it up?
I think the title. That's where I'm going.
As God's will.
Trickster gods have.
Yeah.
It's Loki situation.
Maybe since they got
Low-key.
transported, you got to think that every kid who was found in that high school, every kid had to be sent to a hospital. So that the next round of games
It's
happens
in the hospital. Yeah.
And that's like an excuse to change settings.
Mm.
Right.
And at the end, they're going to be like, why did you do this? And the gods will be like, we wanted to test the strength of man. And it's like, this did not do that. This proved who was better at games
And luck.
and luck.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure one of those people that died would have been great at red light, green light.
Mhm.
If they just knew about
Yeah,
it.
if they just knew.
It's like if you would have told me we were playing red light, green light.
I would have given my all.
That would have been me in the afterlife.
I would have won.
I mean, nobody said anything. What am I supposed to do?
There was no explanation.
I lose because I
beforehand.
reacted quicker than that guy.
I lose because I have great instincts.
Because that guy was frozen in terror. He wins.
Yeah, whatever.
And I don't think I even moved. Like I don't think I even moved.
I didn't even.
Yeah, I didn't even move.
actually
I didn't move. So
That
it's
was
like super unfair. Like something was
bullshit.
rigged.
It
like,
was bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't move at all. So I don't know what
I
happened.
have a Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What am I? Oh, because of my disability.
Oh yeah,
so
you're
like
gonna
as
shout me
anyone-
out.
yeah.
You're gonna
Oh,
shout
yeah.
me
Oh, so
out.
this.
Okay, cool.
Oh, gods are ableists.
Uh-huh,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
guess
Megan
that's what we're
tries to
doing.
play, and it's like, oh, is she phasing into a new reality?
So that's gonna do it. I love the energy of this episode. I love it, and there's gonna be 5 people who love it too.
There's gonna be 5 people that are like, that was a great time. There's gonna be a couple more people that have a different opinion.
Yes, and consider this episode a game of sorts, if you will.
Call it a gamble.
Call it a gamble.
Call it a gander.
But really quick, final thoughts. What did
I'm
you guys
still
think of
against
As
you.
the God's Will? Is it something you would recommend? Is it something you continue reading? I mean, I can't say with all the other things that we're reading, I would be like, it'd be on the top of my list, but I would be very interested in knowing what happens after this.
Yeah.
I want to watch the movie.
We should
I
watch
want to watch the movie.
Yeah.
I want to finish it because I mean, so far it is pretty faithful.
Mhm.
So I don't think it would go too off the rails.
Well,
But yeah,
as we've learned recently with movies and books,
it can.
it can be pretty on the rails to the last 10 minutes of the
And
movie.
then they're like, never mind. I want to do something else now. I'm like, oh, well, that ruins the entire plot, doesn't it?
yeah. Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. I
Yeah, they're
think
like,
you
they're
should
like, is this,
check out As the Gods Will. I think it's a fun time, and I think it's its own
you're getting
twist
sleepy?
on games, the game genre, if you will, because there's this supernatural element involved, and I think there's a mystery involved, and it's just very unique and it's very fun. And I
You
don't
can
know.
read it and be like, did you know that Squid Games ripped this off? Maybe, kind of, possibly.
Yes, you can be that guy. Next party, any Halloween parties coming up?
Oh, Squid Games? Do you guys see that? Yeah. You check out this manga.
I know exactly what you can do. After watching this episode, you go to a Halloween party and you target the people in Squid Game's costumes.
Ooh. And you cosplay as the guy from as the God's Will, and you go like, who are you? What are you? Are you from As the God's Will?
Oh, did you copy my costume? Just like Squid Game copied As the God's Will?
Yeah. Do you not care about like theft, like artistic theft?
Oh, who are you? Oh, you're one of the characters from that show that they stole from this manga.
Yeah, be the coolest guy.
Everyone will love you at that party.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Believe it. And then say that at the end.
Yeah.
And reveal that you've actually been cosplayed as Naruto, the world's greatest Hokage.
I mean, I want to be mad at it, but
is it true? Is he a Hokage?
He might be a really good Hokage.
What's
one day.
a Hokage?
It's like the mayor of their town. It really is.
I want to be mayor.
I want to be the best mayor.
He really just wants to be mayor. He really does. That's gonna do it for our review of As the Gods Will. Check it out. Let us know what you think of the Squid Game debate as well. If you're familiar with it, let us know if you think it parallel thinking.
And then as time goes on,
if it's coincidence,
if it gets confirmed that they did steal it, insult us for being wrong about something.
Yeah, throw it in our face.
Yeah,
I dare you.
Yeah, because now that you have the benefit of time, right?
Yeah,
that's fair. That's a fair thing to judge.
Yeah, now that you can just change your opinion on a whim, and this is like hard,
evidence,
hard evidence that will live on forever.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Little did we know, 2 years down the road, the creator went to jail for ripping off the manga.
Who knows, dude?
He went to manga jail.
He did go to manga jail. He did go to manga jail.
And they're like, I was just, the only reason they got away with it for so long was Volume 1 defended him.
If it weren't for those kids,
those
and
damn kids,
and their cat too.
There's a cat in this place.
Yeah,
he's not around right now.
Yeah, of all the times he's not around.
He usually hangs out around us.
Let us know what you think of As the Gods Will, and check it out, especially if you like Squid Game. It's a lot of fun, and thank you for being here with us. Thank you for having fun with us. Before we go, though, we have to get to another segment called the Wonder's Circle, where our beautiful AI Volume 1-chan goes through comments that you have left on some of our previous videos, picks a few of those comments, reads them aloud to us, and then we respond to them. If you would like to get your comment read in a future Wonder Circle, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video or any of our previous videos. So without further ado, Volume 1-chan, will you kick us off with the first comment, please?
This one comes from Jazali Brett. Cody seemed different this episode. Seriously though, I do enjoy Cody's perspective.
Wow, what a nice comment for Cody Decker.
And they're all like that.
All
They're all
the comments
like
are
that.
like that.
They all love him.
I cosplayed as my favorite character of all time, Luffy.
Recently.
Yeah.
And people loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a smash hit.
It was a hit.
It was a hit.
It was a hit. Cody, a lot of people have been commenting on your outside of the other thing, people have been commenting a lot on your physical appearance lately. So you've been looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to give the full backstory of why I'm wearing this shirt?
Yeah. So right before we recorded today, Cody was actually going to wear a different shirt, and it's apparently a shirt that he's worn plenty of times before and that has fit perfectly fine. He's also a man who doesn't throw his shirts in the dryer. So before you come with that excuse, he's a air dry kind of guy.
Otherwise they'll shrink.
And he looked like Tim Allen in the Santa Claus, dude. He looked like he was bursting out of his shirt, as if someone had put air into him. I mean, he was bursting.
Not a good comparison.
That was so funny. Oh,
but
and he said, I used to fit in this shirt. And I said, Cody, if you look back at our previous episodes, not the saying that you're like big, but you just kind of like bulked up a little bit more. You look way like just younger, like skinnier.
Yeah. Well, being free from working in a warehouse, I'm no longer, I don't know.
And most of the time people say this is like passive aggressive, but I really do mean it. You look truly healthier.
Oh yeah. Getting a full night's sleep every night because I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. Fantastic. I still think about an hour and a half in traffic to get home. I'm like, wow, that's every trip aged me by like 5 years. But yeah, also every time I receive a comment about not liking Luffy, I do 1 push-up.
Whoa. You're about to be swole as hell.
So keep them coming.
Coming, dude.
Okay, Volume 1 Sean, can you hit us with the next comment, please?
This one comes from Rob Nordlenob. Like a little pigeon bitch. Ha ha ha. I love the mechanisms.
Aw.
I've heard that term used before in the comments.
Really?
About
That's my
mechanisms?
first time hearing
When
it.
you say a thing, they call it mechanism.
Wow.
What's another mechanism? Yes, sir. That's a mechanism.
Yes, there is a mechanism.
What's another mechanism?
More like
More like
More like is for sure a mechanism.
come.
cum is a huge mechanism.
Yep.
That's
That
right.
is yes, sir.
That's a yes, sir.
That's a yes, sir. That is a yes, sir.
And that's the mechanism cycle.
Ooh.
People pigeon bitch.
That's
I
you.
was yeah, I know. I knew you were gonna say that.
No.
It was a Freudian slip.
That's a good term for it. Yeah.
Oh.
It was a hit. Pigeon bitch was a hit, dude. People loved it.
He is a pigeon bitch. It's on our Berserk episode.
Yeah. Who are you referring to?
Griffith.
Griffith.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
is funny.
He's a pigeon bitch, and apparently I'm a piggin bitch. Volume 1 Chun, can you do okay? I'm tired of getting roasted. Volume 1 Chun, go through the comments and find a nice Cody got a complimentary comment, Megan got a complimentary comment. Volume 1 Chun, go through and find the most complimentary comment you can about me, please.
Complimentary.
This one comes from Andre Davis.
Okay, Andre.
Hey guys, just wanted to let y'all know that the more you mention Josh's age, the older he's starting to look to me. It's wild.
That was the nicest comment you could find.
Well, because he didn't notice. You do look young,
Thank you.
But we mention it a lot.
and it takes us mentioning it so much for it to be noticed.
I want to say that I am the youngest one here. I'm for sure younger than Cody. For sure. Mentally,
Okay.
spiritually,
Yeah.
physically.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and you know what? So what? So what, dude? Good for you. Good for you.
You're not even.
What generation are you?
I'm a millennial. I'm a Gen Zer.
You're a Gen Z? No, you're not.
Yeah.
What are you? Because you're before millennial. Because I'm a millennial.
I don't know.
What came before? Gen X. You're Gen X.
I'm Gen X?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
That was before generations started getting bad.
Oh yeah, dude. We're pretty sick, actually. We're like Generator X. You guys watch that cartoon?
No.
It was out recently.
Oh, sure it was.
Fuck.
I'm sure it was, dude.
Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
that new cartoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot. It's so new. You guys probably haven't seen it yet. First episode's out.
I don't believe I'm a millennial and Megan is a Zoomer. No,
Would you be a Zoomer or would you be a?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Also, I've never known. I don't you hear the term, boomer, or you hear the term Zoomer, or you hear the term, but I never know what years they belong to.
Well, yeah, because I mean, all these terms is like there didn't used to be this many terms.
Generation Z, also known as Zoomers, it's the same thing.
Oh, so yeah,
I'm
Gen Z is a
Generation Z.
Zoomer.
Encompasses those born between 1997 and 2012.
You're
Its
new,
oldest members are 24 years old, while its youngest are just 9 years old and won't reach adulthood until their year 2030. So I'm in the oldest
wow.
category of
Zoomer.
being in Generation Z. What age are millennials? Gen Y or millennials are born with between 1981 and 1994/96.
Is that you?
I'm 1995.
So yeah,
Yeah. So
What
that's
does it
you.
mean slash?
I don't know.
1991 slash 19?
through. I think.
Between 25 and 40 years old. So you guys are both Gen Y or millennials? You guys are both millennials.
Oh, we're both millennials.
We're both millennials?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's between 25 and 40, I guess, right now.
Mhm.
Oh, fuck.
That's a huge.
Yeah. I mean, because most of these generationals, they were just insults online, and now they have to be terms officially.
Also, really, dude, the more you listen, the older I get. So I think what he's saying really is the wiser.
No,
Well, I mean, you get older every day.
Everybody
You-
does.
Everyone, yeah, exactly. Everyone does.
Everybody does. You do too.
no.
Yeah.
And I think he's saying like, oh, you know what?
I do
didn't
too.
realize how wise Josh was.
Megan is not age.
I develop every day.
Okay. I didn't realize how wise Josh was until like, but when I was like, why is this guy so like, why does he feel like such an old soul to me? He's so young, but why does he feel so like knowledgeable? And then like when you guys said he was old, I was like, oh, the more I listen to him speak eloquently, he's so old, smart.
Was there another comment somewhere?
I think that's it. I think that was the only one she could find.
Oh,
That was the nicest one she could find.
I think we had another one though. I think that she found earlier. That was a really
Did she
nice one.
email it to you?
Oh no, we did. Yeah, we did get this comment, and Megan. So I'll set it up, and then Megan can read it.
And I'll be sitting here.
Cody, what would you like to do?
No, I want to just sit here. I don't want to.
So just this is a real quick shout out to Chimaru, who I think is someone we've shouted out before, and I think Chimaru comes from his icon, which is Orochimaru, by the way, Naruto. Shout out, love you forever. And I also, the last commenter, I love you too, dude. I was just busting your balls. Chimaru left a comment on one of our videos almost a year ago, and then a follow-up comment like 5 minutes before we started recording. And it's very, very sweet. That's the context. Megan, I don't know if you want to read the one from a year ago first and then read the one most recently, but this is just like
I came
a
across
wow moment.
Oh, sorry. I came across this podcast from YouTube recommendations, and I hope it becomes more popular because I loved it. I love the chemistry between you guys. Oh, and it's more focused on manga, unlike a lot of other podcasts. It's so professional too, which I like. I'm definitely a new fan, and I hope you get more recognition because this is so good. And that was 10 months ago, and we were like, so much has changed in 10 months. And this was an hour ago to this date. I can't believe it's been almost a year. I've been a big fan since then, loved all your videos, and I'm very happy for you now. The podcast is bigger and the audience is only getting wider and wider. I hope I can come back to this comment next year too.
That's beautiful. And
how sweet, dude.
It's just, it is, all jokes aside, it really is just super nice that someone could like a year from now, that this is like someone's their own like personal ceremonial thing to come like check in every year and just like, comment on their comment. And it was just really special. So just a special additional shout out to Chimaru. Because that was very sweet. Yeah. And that's going to do it, guys. And while we're on the sentimental note, we have to shout out and we have to thank the people who make this all possible, are wonderful, beautiful. We don't play no games when it comes to you guys.
You make our heads explode.
Mm-hmm.
You make our hearts and our heads explode. I'll
scratch your itch.
Our Patreon members.
Our little squid babies.
Our squid babies. Our lucky cats. Our Daruma dogs.
I love it.
That's a good one.
Our Daruma dogs.
I love it.
Yes, you could be a lucky cat or a Daruma dog. Either way, our hearts and heads explode. Or we got to put them all together.
Hearts and heads explode for you.
And if you scratch our backs, since you scratch our backs, we'll scratch yours.
Yeah, we'll scratch yours.
Wow, guys, we really did it.
Yeah.
We really did it. Thank every single one of you. Your support means the absolute world to us.
What are some of the perks of joining that group, by the way, Josh?
Oh, and if you want to be a Patreon member, dude, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/volume1pod. And
it's that easy?
It's that easy, Cody. And speaking of perks, not only can you get early access to all of our episodes, and not just a day early, by the way, two whole days early, but you can also get access to our exclusive bonus Patreon podcast, Volume 1 Extra. And just in case supporting financially is a little out of your the realm of possibilities for you in your current financial situation, what else can they do, gang?
I'll tell you what they can do, Josh. They can go ahead and join the algorithm gang.
What's that?
Yeah, Algo gang.
You can comment. You can just leave a comment, a period, a comma. I like that one because it's a comma comment. Comma content.
Comma comment.
You come and go.
Yes.
Comma.
A mechanism.
A mechanism. Yes.
Yes.
You can just do even a thumbs up. Why does that matter? How could they view doing those little things, Megan?
Oh, it's kind of like leaving us like a tip.
What?
Yeah, a tip, dude. And you can do that, and it's totally free, and it helps boost the algorithm and get us out there to places we've never seen or never been, and we'd really appreciate it.
We would. Thank you, everybody. No matter how you choose to support.
Thank you.
Even if you're just watching and listening right now, you are supporting, and we appreciate that. And thank you. That will do it for another episode of Volume 1. the only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that is always the same, but never changes. And today, that is
Red light. Green light on this manga.
Cody. That was fucking great, dude. That was good. We give this manga the green light.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I
mean, both of them
tweaked it
are
a little
good.
bit.
What, you want you put a little spin on
Yeah,
it?
put a little spin on it. Back.
Add your touch.
Daru, man, this was a good manga.
Wow. I don't know which one. I don't know which one's better. She fucking.
Cody's face
She
said it all.
delivered.
Called my bluff.
She delivered.
Called my bluff.
She delivered. She delivered. Do you guys have a coin on you?
No.
Heads or tails?
No one has coins anymore.
A fucking coin?
Why not?
Yeah, we're not. Oh.
I was gonna show you guys a magic trick.
Oh, really? Why
If
didn't
you
you
had a-
tell me?
If you have, well, you don't have, nobody has a coin.
I don't have my bag.
I was gonna flip a coin to see which outro we were gonna use.
Oh.
Why else did you?
I'll do a magic trick too.
Why don't you make this episode end for your next trick?
So which outro are we doing? Which outro?
Mine.
Okay. Sorry.
Beat you to it.
Thank
Did
you
call me
for
a bitch?
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time, this manga gets the green light. Daru.
Man, this was a good manga. Roxanne.
Cody.
Don't you know to turn on the red and green light? Roxanne.
Did you have that song?
You gotta turn on the green red light. Don't walk away. Don't be.